Good morning, friends, and welcome to July, one of the hottest months of the year for us here. August usually definitely topping those numbers, but it has been in the upper 90s a lot of days, and it is getting hot. So I'm here in the morning, and I'm sure you can hear other people out in their yards. So I hope that you can hear me, but this is the time to get things done because it is only 70, maybe like 73 degrees or so right now. So I'm gonna take you around and show you what is growing right now, and we have a handful of things to harvest. If you're new here, this is just my little suburban backyard, and I like to show people what I'm able to grow in this space and what I'm able to harvest from my own backyard for food. So let me just go show you what I mean, and we're gonna harvest things along the way, and I want to get started because it's getting hot. I've got a handful of harvest baskets ready for us, and while I highly doubt we're gonna fill all of these, I'm hoping that we'll still get a decent amount because we have a few things we really need to harvest. All right, let's see what we can find. So first thing we're gonna harvest right now is these shallots, and those shallots over there, that's what this mess is. These are shallots. And anything that's like sort of dying back, I am going to harvest because I have noticed that if I wait just a little bit too long, they're actually starting to rot, so I need to be more careful. But the ones that are still green and going strong, I'm gonna leave those in. But just to show you what else is in here, these are some snapdragons that I need to prune back. These will become a giant bush in the fall if I let them, so I need to prune them back. And these are just some California wildflowers that I really enjoy. I forgot what these ones are called. If I can find out or remember, I will put them up on the screen for you. And then this is my first year I was able to get poppies to grow. I just have a wildflower mix that has a variety of flowers in it, and the wildflowers never tend to be the poppies that come through, and this year I got poppies in a few different places, so that's fun. Before we go grab the shallots, these are this new zucchini plant that I put in, I think last month, and I have another one right here as well. And I was kind of trying to see, we don't have any female flowers, but I have a couple male flowers here, and I have another zucchini plant on the other side of my garden. I might grab those flowers and pollinate the other one with it. And then just on the other side of here, we have a ton of marigolds that we need to grab, so we're gonna go grab those right now. This is getting to be a bit much. If you can see, they're growing so much out of the planter, and this is a bell pepper plant kind of hidden in the middle here, and I think there's one bell pepper on here that's ready to come out. Ooh, and look, some of these are getting sun scald really bad, so okay, we'll come deal with that right now. Yeah, so you see the ones with the roots on them are still good, but these ones that just snapped off right at the roots, these actually just rotted because they dried out and then they got watered. So I need to take care of this today. Okay, now granted, all of that yellow we can't use, but I think we're gonna need a bigger bowl. Okay, now let's see what we can do about these marigolds. I do really like marigolds, but admittedly they are not my favorite smelling flower. I know there's a bell pepper in here. Yes. It's already got spider webs all over it. There's this one over here, but I think I'm gonna wait. Okay, just one today. No strawberries in the strawberry bed today because I picked them all clean yesterday, but if you've been around and you've known how ridiculously weedy this planter has been, I think I did a pretty good job. The plan is to transplant these because I don't like really having them in this planter, but for now they're just gonna live here happily till the fall when it is cool enough to transplant them. All right, and here we have another zucchini plant. This one's a bit older than the other ones, but all I see is a male flower, no female flowers, so nothing to do with this. I am going to trim back these today. Oh, and that right there is something I got that I'm finally getting started on. I'll talk about that in a little bit. Oh, these were the other bell peppers I need to harvest because they're starting to turn red, which we don't like them when they're red. So even though they're small, I'm gonna take these ones off. And I'm taking this one off too because something had started nibbling on it. We're gonna get a decent amount of tomatoes today. Right here we just have a bunch of overgrown basil and cilantro and also another marigold that's kind of gone a little wild, and you can see some of my daughter's toys back there, so just ignore those. All right, so this is the lime tree, and it is looking a lot healthier than it did last year, but there aren't any limes on it this year, but that's okay. I'm gonna enjoy that it is just recovering from whatever happened last year, and you can see it's still kind of struggling. I need to fertilize it again. And this is the Dancing Mandarin, same story, only it's not looking as healthy as the lime. And then again, we'll talk about this in a minute. This is my pineapples, or these are my pineapples. We have just the two right here, and I have been enjoying watching these grow, and I'm not honestly sure how long it's going to be till we get these. I think I've sort of started to be a little inconsistent with watering, so hopefully that didn't cause any problems, but we're going to try to make sure we get to eat these this year. And then there's just some snapdragons hiding back there. All right, the zinnias are doing great. I will come back to pick those because they don't tend to last as long if I don't have them in water, so we'll try to do that last. The sunflowers are definitely on their last leg. These are, if you followed along, my daughter has named these, Bingo and Bluey, I believe. Yeah, Bingo and Bluey. And they're on their last leg, and I had to start deadheading a little bit. And I'm trying to save my own sunflower seeds this year. So I think, I don't know. I've actually never tried. I didn't even Google like how to do it. But I think that once these start to turn kind of like a dark color, that's when you harvest the heads and then you let them dry out. I do have another one in the other side of the garden. I'll show you if I can, that birds are starting to peck at. So that one's probably ready. More snapdragons. Oh, we've got some jalapenos, which I'm just going to go ahead and grab this because I think it's the only one right now. We like to, well, there's more than that on there. We like to pick them once they've turned red, and so I won't pick this because it is not red yet. There's a couple on here that aren't quite red. So these plants have stayed so tiny this year despite me fertilizing them and watering them really good. But they're so tiny, but I don't really mind because I'm still getting lots of jalapenos off them. And then this is what we need to deal with right now before it gets too hot. Some of them are struggling with blossom end rot, but I've noticed like all the new tomatoes that I'm picking aren't. So normally I would try to correct for it, but I'm gonna just leave them alone this year. these are the green beans that I've never been able to get grow. And this year I've had pretty good success. So I don't know how many I have on here right now, but I know that the more you pick them, the more you get. So let's see if we can find a few. Oh, not too many. Oh, and I really wanted to show you, okay, this is my compost pile. Not that exciting, but this, I had planted ground cherry in this compost pile, and I think I'm gonna get some ground cherries this year. None of them haven't fallen off yet, and that's when they pretty much say you should start harvesting them. But look, I have a little ground cherry plant, and it's got a bunch of ground cherries on it. So I'm really excited to finally taste what those taste like. And then just some more wildflowers. A cucumber plant that I haven't ripped yet. I think I told you guys last month I was going to rip it out, but I haven't. It's because I ended up planting the baby zucchini somewhere else. Okay, so this is the other zucchini plant. I was going to say that I know I have female flowers on that have closed, but I might go grab those male flowers and see if I can pollinate them. Oh, see, like that one right there. I'm going to go grab a flower. So I'm just going to take this male flower here. It's a male flower because it's just got the one stem in the middle and it comes off a long, thin stem. I'm going to peel all the petals back, and then I just take this little piece here that has the pollen in it and I pollinate the female flower. And now I will have a zucchini there probably next week, a decent size one. So this is what a female flower looks like. It's got the little fruit at the bottom, and these are the really tall sunflowers that are not supposed to get this tall. This is how tall they usually are, and then you've got this guy over here that just got really tall, and you can kind of see, let me see if I can zoom in. You see that one at the very top up there that doesn't have any petals left. The birds have started picking the seeds out of it. So maybe that means that I will be able to save seeds this year. It also could possibly mean seeds are dropping all over here, and next year I will have volunteer sunflowers. More zinnias, I'll pick that zinnia too. And then there's just some onions interspersed in here. Yeah, they're not getting water super great, but they're doing fine. I'm able to pull them as I need them. So like, I can always, you dig around right here, you see what color they are. So this is a red onion I could pull. And, you know, if I ever need a red onion for recipe, and then, ouch, cucumber plants are spiky. So this one kind of has a yellow bottom, so that's a yellow onion. So I usually just do that as I want an onion. And then the avocado plants are doing fine. No avocados this year because I'm not really taking good care of them. And you can see this giant weed coming up the back. I need to deal with that. But the pluots are doing great. And I think I'm going to go up and grab my first pluot of the year and put it on the counter and see if it'll ripen, because I think we're getting pretty close to when these pluots are going to be ready. So I think I'm going to pick one of these two because they look the most ripe, and this one came off. So still green, but I'm intrigued to see if it will ripen on the counter. And then the dapple dandies are so small this year, you guys. I don't know if I'm going to get much off this tree. They're definitely not ready yet, so I'm hoping I don't lose them to birds before I get any. But yeah, this tree, she's trying. Okay, and then the apples. Oh, the apples. We need to deal with the apples. So I didn't thin them well enough this year, and they're tiny, but they're starting to get eaten by things, so we really need to get in here and start harvesting them. The Anna apple here on the right, these ones here, probably not super close to being harvested just yet, but I actually think I need to pull off almost all the golden Dorsets, or the Dorset Goldens, because some of them are starting to fall off the tree. You can see down there. And look at this. Birds. Birds have clearly decided these are ready to be eaten. This apple is probably going to be perfect. It's mostly yellow, a little bit of green. That's how I like them, at least off of this tree. Okay, so we're just gonna pick a couple of the Anna apples and I'm just gonna put them in the harvest apron because I don't wanna climb up this hill too much. So anything that looks like this, I'm gonna grab. Also, that just came right off. I know it looks really green, but this is when they're the best flavor. If I let them get any less green than this, they start getting kind of mealy. You can kind of see what I mean by I didn't thin these well enough. And then see, I only left one on this branch, and look at the size of that apple compared to the size of the rest of these. So yeah, take my own advice next year, thin my trees. I think I'm gonna pick this one too. And since I'm sitting here, I just turned around from my apple tree and I'm showing you the inside of my peach tree because it's in the shade, which is wonderful. And there's two peach trees. That kind of dark green foliage over there is the Eva's Pride, and it is done. I picked my last peaches off of it a couple weeks ago. And then you've got here, these are the August Pride, and they're going to be ready probably in about 5 weeks or so. I'm not really sure. We'll see, but they look like they're getting close, and birds are starting to eat some of them as well. But obviously they look like they're just barely starting to turn peach colored and not green. So we'll get a chance to harvest these probably in August when you guys see me next month. Okay, now, oh, hey, look, this tomato plant is dying, and I forgot about it. But, hey, we can take that tomato. It's still kind of hanging on, so I'm just watering it and seeing if I can get those last few tomatoes. But I wanted to talk about this. I did give in and buy myself a GreenStalk. I bought these when I could have transplanted those strawberries, but unfortunately, I did not have the chance to put it together then. So let's put it together now, and I don't know if we're going to plant anything in it yet, but I already started putting it together. I think you saw that earlier, but we can just finish that up right now. I didn't think that the potting soil that I bought was going to be loose enough for this, so I added this is cocoa coir on the top and some perlite, and I added some worm castings because I just always think those are a good addition. But I need to mix this all together a little bit. I already started on the bottom, but all right, so that is it for July. That was a lot. It is Now, a little over 80 degrees out here, and I am hot and want to go inside. So I just wanted to show you everything we got. We got like this entire basket. It goes all the way down. I can't even show you how big this basket is. If you've seen me harvest before, this is a very large basket. And there is a ridiculous amount of shallots in there. Those are going to be fun to try to clean up, but that'll be maybe tonight's project, I don't know. And then we've got the Dorset golden apples. We've got the Anna apples with some bell peppers. And we've got a ton of tomatoes, a ton of flowers, and a little bit of green beans and some peppers. And my irrigation system just turned on, so hopefully I don't get wet right now. But I'd say that's a pretty good harvest for July. Things are going to start winding down now, except for the fruit trees. The fruit trees are going to keep going. But once I get all the shallots out, I think the tomatoes are going to start winding down. And then just a few zucchinis and whatnot, but we'll see what August has for us. We'll see if it will be too hot to come out here in August. But if you want to see what that looks like, feel free to like and subscribe. Just thank you so much for hanging out with me in the garden and spending some time with me. I would love to hear if you're getting stuff out of your garden right now, what is it? And what is your favorite garden produce right now? For me right now, oh goodness, I'd have to say the apples. I'm a pretty big apple person, but after the apples, my daughter's favorite right now are the bell peppers, which has been a lot of fun. So I'd love to hear what you guys are growing. And if you'd love to share, just leave it in the comments below. I like to hear, and tell me where you're from, because it's really cool to see just the different zones and what you guys are growing at the different times of year. Because here I'm in 10A, this is what we are able to grow in my backyard garden. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys again probably in August. Bye, friends.